ഒരു ജനത അനുഭവിക്കുന്ന പ്രശ്നങ്ങളെ ഫോട്ടോകളിലൂടെയും എഴുത്തിലൂടെയും പുറംലോകത്തെത്തിക്കാൻ കഴിയുക. ഏത് വിലക്കുകളിലും നിരന്തരം അത്തരം ഫോട്ടോകളിലൂടെ അവരുടെ ശബ്ദമാവുക. അതെ, പറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നത് സന്ന ഇർഷാദ് മാട്ടു എന്ന ഫോട്ടോ ജേർണലിസ്റ്റിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ്. കശ്മീരിലെ സൈനിക വിന്യാസം എങ്ങനെയാണ് അവിടുത്തെ ജനജീവിതത്തെ ബാധിക്കുന്നതെന്ന ചിത്രങ്ങളിലൂടെ പുറംലോകത്തിന് പരിചിതമാക്കി കൊടുത്ത സന്ന ഇർഷാദ് മാട്ടു ഇത്തവണത്തെ പുലിറ്റ്സർ പുരസ്കാര ജേതാക്കളിൽ ഒരാൾ കൂടിയാണ്. കഴിഞ്ഞ 2 വർഷമായി റോയിട്ടേഴ്സിനൊപ്പം പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന സന്ന ശ്രീനഗർ സ്വദേശിയാണ്. നേരത്തെ അൽ ജസീറ, TRT വേൾഡ്, സൗത്ത് ചൈന മോർണിംഗ് പോസ്റ്റ്, കാരവൻ എന്നീ മാധ്യമ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളിൽ ജോലി ചെയ്തിരുന്ന സന്ന 2019 ഡിസംബറിൽ കോഴിക്കോട് വന്നിരുന്നു. അന്ന് നടത്തിയ സംഭാഷണത്തിൽ കശ്മീരിനെ കുറിച്ചും ഫോട്ടോ ജേർണലിസത്തിനെ കുറിച്ചുമെല്ലാം സന്ന വ്യക്തമാക്കുന്നത് കാണാം.
Because it's not only about beauty. What we have seen so far, what India has been doing or showing, it's only Kashmir, that narrative came in that Kashmir, its beauty, its landscape. Yeah, that is, but that's not all it is. It is just a part of it. Rest, what matters is the reality. That's not based on reality. What India is showing, even when today ask somebody about Kashmir, they say there is house poor, there is this dull. But other than that, there are people also, and nobody talks about that. And this is what has done, so far Bollywood, or we can say Indian national channels, which bring forth this kind of a stand like the Kashmir is about beauty, which reduces it mere to the geography, physical geography, not about the people, what people are doing, how people are living there. That's much more important. And when we talk about the Indian national channels, they show that as Kashmir as a hotbed of internationals. That's not true, which is not true, because the reality, it's not based on reality. It's just what they want to show. It's not what that is there. So there is a different story which they doesn't want to come out. So that's why I think there's a need for every Kashmiri, or even from the outside people, like to understand what really is, what Kashmir is about. What happened? It happened in the midnight of 4th of August when they revoked, it was all like when I woke up, it was everything like I felt the whole region was under military and, clampdown, militarization and clampdown. And you were not knowing what is going to happen or what is happening around. There were these announcements were made on the loudspeakers that you are not allowed to, you can't come out, there is this curfew, there was no sign of network, mobile phones were not working, landlines were not working, and school were orders to shut. So how come it is normal? Like, people were not knowing what is going to happen or what is about to happen. So there was this, I don't know, they created some kind of atmosphere where there was this anxiety, there was this chaos, there was confusion. And when we wake up, we see that they abrogated, the news came in, like the news also not, in some TV channels there was this abrogation of Article 370. They didn't, they didn't take Kashmiri on board. And without there, they keep them on dark and took this decision, such a big decision. This is about identity, and they took it like anything. Like, this is simply the betrayal. Like, Kashmiri were not knowing what is going to happen, and without even consulting Kashmiri, they take such big step. See what has now done national media. When you open the television, first there were no news channels in our homes. There was a complete blackout. So we were not knowing what is happening even right outside our homes. So what is happening outside the world, we were not knowing what is actually happening and what's going to happen. So when the news came in, so in news they were saying that everything is normal, when that was not true. Nothing was normal. Even now, nothing is normal there. Kashmir is a disputed region, and like, there is nothing normal. Even now, nothing is normal. For them, it was even on after some few days, they were showing on televisions that everything is normal, though nothing was normal. But at the same time, they contradict. There was this acknowledgement on the front page of daily leading, like many leadings, paper, they acknowledge that things are not normal. People are listening to the other side. So they acknowledge things are not normal. So government also know things are not normal, but they are showing to they are showing the rest of the world that everything is, which is not. Compared to that, there were some international media which came there, which reported fearlessly. So they took the real, they showed the reality, what was happening on ground. So yes, then these reports came, the human right violation reports came, and whatever was happening there, they just showed that. And there were some of the portals in Indian channels, like in websites, which showed the reality. Rest, and yeah, people do feel betrayed, like, by what India is doing. At least they might have before they had some, soft corner towards the people, but now they lost it completely. If I talk about, in today's world, when we know that internet is the basic, fundamental human right, and there we don't have that, we are deprived of it. I don't know how, means everything, whether you talk of the local economy or everything, from schools to like everything, in today's world, we are just a click away from doing anything or having the information to access. But no, there is no life in Kashmir. It is very lifeless. Everything has been shattered, and without internet, it has created a lot of problem, because they choked the voice. They choked it completely. There is no political space. Neither there is political space, nor there any space to right to dissent. I think it's not only me being a photojournalist, like I resist, or there is a kind of, I think every Kashmiri who is living there is resisting. Like I said, that people resist, they resist to exist and exist to resist. That's what it is. That is how it is. When they revoked the Article 370, now what there is a civil disobedience. People, they are surviving, but at the same time they are protesting. Because we don't nobody accepts what they have done, what they've done so far, and what they are doing now. And when you're saying of, like, we as a journalist, I'm doing, like, I have to shoot, as a journalist, my job is to tell stories, but we were not able at least to reach to a particular point, because movement were also restricted. And also, like, we were not able to confirm, we were not, contact our sources. First we have to reach there. Even if the things are happening now, it may reach to us the next other day. By that time it's too late. So, but we tried our best, we coped with the situation, we know how we worked. We were having these pen drives, we went to airport, send it to some person and give the mail ID, do send it to this, on this email ID. But again, we were not able to know whether that has been published or what happened, or we were not able to track that, or even for a reporter, it's very important to know the source, like to contact the source. We were not able to contact the source. Even for the official thing, it was to get the confirmation was next to impossible. So it was curfew, like the same day, like there were these restrictions, and I heard the news of SAR Gilani. I received a call from Delhi, and they told me this thing. So I just went that time. It was late in the evening. I went there. I reached, but again, first I reached there and inquired about the situation. So they were like, they didn't receive the body yet. They were waiting for the body, and everybody there was waiting anxiously for the body. Even because that was so sudden, his death was so sudden. And then the family wanted to take body home as soon as possible, but they were not allowed to do that. So they had to wait there. Even for the post-mortem thing, that was really very terrible. And when the body came, I remember when the body came, I didn't talk much, because the family was in such a situation, such a state, they were not able to talk. So I waited whole night, and the next day when they were in a position to talk, his brother was in a position to talk, and his mother. So I stayed whole night there. Then when they were in a position to talk, so I talked to them, tried to know what happened. And yeah, it was very difficult in those times. Otherwise, if the situation had been very normal, there had been a huge gathering. They had to bury the body and take this funeral process I believe it was in the 12 p.m. did it. It is all because what state did. Like they didn't allow, they delayed the body and the post-mortem thing, and they had to go through a lot of, ordeal. That was, so there are these situations where you have to see as a journalist also, like as a human, there are some ethics. You can't go, they are already in that state, you can't go and keep on, like you have the camera, keep on shooting. No, but you have to wait time and see the right time, and when they are in the right position, then talk. You need to give them the space of their to mourn at least. Yeah, you see in Kashmir, when I am on field, like while shooting, whether there is this protest going or whatsoever, like I've seen like how troops call, they call them, they have this, what is that called, communal slur in their language. So that their to approach, their behavior towards Kashmiri or is like total majority Hindu majoritarian. There's this communal thing involved. First they abuse you on being a Kashmiri, not only on Kashmiri but also on being a Muslim. So this is how it is, and now you see what is happening in other states also. So in Kashmir they are just doing it. They've established this structure of violence there, and they're practicing it like anything. See, reaction first, I'll tell you, there is no such thing internet, otherwise you get everything on internet. Yeah, that is the thing, Kashmiris feel sad. This is what you see, you have to see, here you have to understand what was happening in Kashmir. So India has to, it also, well, say, what I told, that just injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It is rightly said by Martin Luther, that see, it was happening in Kashmir first. Now see how it is, affecting different parts of the country. Yeah, of course, this is what is happening in Kashmir. How good can anybody feel about that? No, my photos are mostly, it's not you will see both, there are male be, female be, it's nothing like that. But if you have seen that, then this is like women are also the part of, they have been always and are now. It's nothing like that. So to have them in the picture, like what is happening, yeah, and this is what is happening there. It's nothing like there would be many pictures. They have to see, Kashmir is a disputed region. They have to, say it, accept it, and then solve it. Until then, things will be like that. There are scenes of uncertainties, and you see, the situation of Kashmir, it has worsened now. There is, no, I don't think anything good going. So it's better to solve it as soon as possible.